Now, I'm kind of a strange guy, I guess. My wife says I'm a strange guy. She should know that because we just a few days ago, well, we've been together 30 years now, a little over 30 years. And so she's probably got me figured out. Now, I haven't figured her out yet, but that's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it, guys? And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that seems to be the way that it is. But she's kind of figured me out, and she says, you're strange. Actually, she says I'm weird sometimes. And that comes out of some experiences that I've had. I've been caught on the desert. I'm the kind of a guy that will drive up the road that people say, don't drive up that road, you might get stuck. Well, if I want to go up that road, I'm not afraid of getting stuck. So one time I found myself in Death Valley. Now this was in, let's see, when was this? 1967. And I was at University of New Mexico. I had my good friend, he was out at Stanford. I drove out to Stanford, picked him up. We're going to go tour the West for a month. And one of the things that I had wanted to do was drive the length of Death Valley. Now, I'd driven across it and I'd camped in it before, but I'd never gone the full length of it. And I said, let's drive up the length of Death Valley. This does happen to be in July. By the way, that is the best time of the year to go to Death Valley. Do you know why? It's not crowded, you're right, there's no traffic there. Well, there's this little dirt road, I assume it's still a dirt road when you leave Baker, California and you go north, and I don't know, we're 50, 60 miles up the road, and there's this sign that says, don't drive on this road. It's like between April and October because nobody drives the road. You get stuck out here, you're gonna die. It basically says that. Well, that's the kind of road I like to drive up. And there we found ourselves up that road quite a number of miles, and that's when my old 56 Ford decided to bail out. And I found myself out there stranded for the day, and I had to make parts to make that thing run out there. And my friend passed out from heat stroke, and he was sitting in the car in there trying to recover from that, and I'm out there making parts for it. I learned a few things about heat that day. It was 127 degrees. This is what the Rangers told us when we got in there, but we made it just fine. I've been from those extremes to the winter and to the cold. We spent time above the Arctic Circle. I love camping in the Arctic. It's a great place to go snow camping. Do we have any snow campers here? How many people? There's a few guys that'll admit to being weird. Well, I love to snow camp. Some people think you're strange. Do you know it's a wonderful time of the year to camp? Now, why do most people not camp in the winter? Yeah, it's cold. No, it's not that it's cold, it's that it hurts. Okay, isn't that it? I don't know how you are, but when I get cold, that hurts. So I agree with you if you say, I don't like the winter camp because it's cold. But suppose that you could be just as comfortable as we are right now. Do you remember that statement that I said? That if you know how to swim, it doesn't matter how deep the water is. If you know how to stay warm, it doesn't matter what the temperature is. So snow camping, 1,000 miles north of the Arctic Circle in winter, where the high temperature that we ever saw during that trip was 10 below zero. That was the high. That's a wonderful camping trip to be on if you know how to do that. So I have done some strange things, lived out of a backpack on top of mountains, and have been playing with and experimenting with and teaching now issues of personal and family preparedness for quite a number of years and have fun doing that. We also work with commercial industrial clients such as AT&T, US West, and other people like that, training their personnel how to live safely and comfortably out in the cold because some of them get trapped out there. So that's a little bit of my background. But what I really enjoy is teaching individuals and families about personal preparedness.